Hi, I'm Rob Salerno. I'm the CTO and founder of Rivet Technology Partners. We are a company that is focused on helping you migrate your applications from the Domino environment into a new platform. This video is about Dcom, and it's about archiving your Notes applications into the Dcom platform. So we have a number of clients in the financial sector that use our product. Recently we worked with a client out of the East Coast in Canada, a company by the name of Medavie, that we assisted in helping them migrate their data to Dcom. Dcom, they had about 94 databases, about 3.5 million documents, about 2.5 terabytes of data that they had to migrate, and they had to make sure that the documents remained in a secure fashion. And Dcom did it for them. Right? Dcom maintained that usability that the users were used to, and it maintained the security document level so that if you didn't have access to the document before, you wouldn't have access to the document now in Dcom. So just because you're archiving documents doesn't mean that documents are open for anybody to see. You still have to maintain that security on those original documents. Most of our clients, where they start with archiving, normally they're looking at things like SharePoint to be the solution that they want to move these documents to. And the things that we think we do better than SharePoint is that the sheer number of documents that we manage within our product is huge. Secondly, the fact that you're navigating through those documents in a way that the users are used to, I think is huge, because you don't have to have any type of learning curve. Like if people are used to using some kind of view that has some kind of cascading order to it, we do that for them. But if you want to kind of go back and use that kind of SharePoint column filtering, we support that as well right within the product. But the biggest thing I think over things like SharePoint is that we do document level security. If you want to make sure that that document is not read by someone specifically, in SharePoint, that's not an easy thing to do. It's not supported because of the inheritance model that SharePoint does, but we do it. The installation of the software is pretty simple at this point. So we support different platforms such as Linux and Windows, and all the different flavors of Linux. We support them. We can distribute Dcom as a VM app, we can distribute it as a Docker image, or we can natively install the components within whatever platform the company decides to run it on. So installation takes about half a day to do. The migration of data or applications comes down to the complexity of the applications and how much data that you have. So like anything, it takes time to migrate some applications over others. With a company that we just did recently that had about 3.5 million documents distributed over, I believe it was 60 applications, it took about 3 weeks to migrate all that data over, but it was a click of a button that they had to really do. It's not a complex set of steps that you need to take to actually start the process. It's basically create a profile for the application that you want to archive. You pick the view that you want to use as the basis for the documents that you want to archive. And then you pick the views that you want people to see. So what are the views that people normally use in their day-to-day life to interact with those applications? And that's it. It's a pretty simple process to actually start an archive. So we've spent a lot of time on making sure that we maintain some kind of look and feel that was similar to the applications that people were used to using. So the biggest part was ensuring that views look the same. So views have a number of things that are unique to them, like this whole idea of categorization, this whole idea of this thing called a twisty that you can open and close, this whole thing of being able to sort on a column or to filter on a column. Those are new things that we added into the product that are a feature benefit to people over and above what Domino used to provide them. So you can now sort on any column, you can filter on any column, and that. but making sure that the views look the same and work the same, we had to make sure that was done properly. Security, we maintain all the database level security that was in Domino down to the document level. So if a person does not have access to a document in Domino, he will not have access to a document in Dcom either. And then as far as document links and other things like that, we fully support them. So when we transition it, if the target database is not archived at the same time, you'll get a message saying that it's not available, but as soon as you archive that second or target database, those doc links will then work. And then we do support things like embedded views now. So an embedded view in an archive is something that normally would have been difficult, but what we did was we used the Dcom view structure to basically maintain those embedded views as well. So if a document had an embedded view in it, what you'll see is a link that takes you to the view itself, and then you can basically scroll through the documents that were part of that view. From an end user's perspective, we tried to maintain a similar view to the Notes original database that was there. So we didn't want to have a learning curve for people to know how to use Dcom. Right? The average user should just be able to be sent a link or have a link off a portal page or whatever, be able to log in to Dcom, access the database that they're looking for, and work through it the way that they used to. So the transition to Dcom is pretty seamless. Right? They should be able to use it with little to no training at all. Dcom provides a full text search engine in it. And the full text search engine is also supported by the security model. So you can't search for documents that you don't have access to. But we provide a simple approach to searching. You can do a keyword level search, or you can use what we call the Solar syntax as a method of searching for data, such as, for example, you can do a proximity search. I want to look for this word that is in proximity to this word. Right, so you can do that type of proximity search with it. The added benefit that we've added into Dcom is that we've added the ability for administrators to search across all databases that they've exported. So if you need to do a kind of compliance search, say for litigation purposes, legal hold, and you're looking for a specific company or a specific person or something, and you want to see where that is located over all the databases that you archive, it's simple enough for an administrator to go in and basically search for all that data. So Dcom is built on Apache, it's built on Solar, it's built on PHP, it's built on those kind of open source type of technologies that people can use. So there are tools that let you get down to the nitty gritty and actually, administer it down to that level. We've actually taken a couple of steps above that. So we've created an administrative interface that allows the administrator to go in and easily make changes to, user access, to new applications that have been added, to do re-indexing if the indexing were to become corrupt, or you move your Dcom installation somewhere else and you have to re-index, you can easily do it from there. Even to do things like PDF manipulation. So if you want to take the PDFs and extract them or convert them to something else. So we provide the benefit of going to our admin panel and saying, I want to convert all these Word documents that were attachments to PDF. We provide a simple admin interface that you can do all of that from. So it doesn't take a lot to run Dcom. Most of our clients run it on a VM, a virtual machine. And they apply the resources that are needed based on the amount of data that they have. So, it's easy enough to support a large number of databases with, as the example I gave earlier, 3.5 million documents that were extracted. Most clients also want to be able to provide for high availability or disaster recovery in that. Because it's built on open standards and we're using things like Apache HTTP and we're using MySQL as the database repository, it's easy enough to basically do a master-slave type of arrangement with the database that basically will let you put it on different servers. And same thing with Apache. Apache actually provides you the load balancing capabilities that it will gauge the load and basically allow you to do failover to another server if required. But we found that with most of our clients, it's easy enough to manage it through the VMs that they have, and it's easy enough to spin up additional VMs if required. So we're always looking at enhancing the product. The product is mature now. It's been on the market for 10 years. So it is the Cadillac or the Mercedes or whatever you want to use as the analogy as the best product in the market for what it does. But we're always looking at advancing the product. And then some of the other things we're looking to do is provide with more features for exporting documents out of Dcom. So if, for example, you want to take things that are in Dcom and potentially move them to SharePoint, then we'll let you do it with a push of a button. So we are looking at taking the data that we have and moving them into other data sources as well. To understand what applications are in use, what applications are candidates for archiving, and that once they understand what applications they want to archive and they can understand from their corporate policies what the retention period is on those documents, whether they have to keep documents beyond 7 years, whether some of them can just be deleted, because some of the documents that are older are considered a liability of the company, so they may decide to basically go in and delete those. Using our App Analyzer product, they can make those decisions. Then as far as moving into using Dcom, calling us and engaging us to basically get the software, and they can either do it themselves. Again, it's after the installation is done, the process of using Dcom is basically using a Notes database. So they go in and open this Notes database, they select the applications they want to archive, and whether they do it or we help them do it, it's a simple enough process to hit that start button and you're on your way. Thanks for watching this video. If you'd like more information, go to our website, www.rivet.ca, and you can find more information about our products there, and we'll be more than happy to help you.